There's nothing quite like it. Soaking in the sight, the sound, the smell of fresh, locally grown produce at the farmer's market. That's exactly what I did several days ago to rid myself of self induced isolation. Allow me to explain. Hi, my name is Bonnie. Welcome back to my channel, Healthy Done My Way. In this video, we will discuss the importance of social connection and how I listen to my body both physically and emotionally to create a plan that enabled me to go from isolation to a glorious time at the farmer's market with a dear, dear friend. Allow me to tell you my story and where this began. About a couple of months ago, I was feeling somewhat, well, up until last week, feeling somewhat lethargic, distant, disconnected. I wasn't really thinking much. I just had a cloudy type thinking. And I couldn't put my finger on it. I was going to the gym, I was exercising, I was eating properly, I was sleeping, getting the amount of sleep that I needed, but something was missing. So, being the health coach that I am, I asked myself, okay, Vonnie, what's going on? Are you doing something differently? Did you add something to your agenda? Did you take something away? Are you doing too much? And after looking at that and thinking about it, I thought to myself, wait a minute, about it's been about almost a year since I took on the task of being a caregiver for my sister. Well, not the only primary caregiver, but one of them. And some of you know that in itself can be taxing. But at the same time, I thought, okay, that's one thing. What else are you doing or not doing? And then I realized that I haven't sat out on my balcony in quite some time. I mean, my balcony, there's trees, there are the birds chirping, the squirrels moving around, and an occasional someone would walk by and say something, say hi, a warm greeting, which wasn't distracting, but just was welcoming. And I said, okay, you stop doing that. And I stopped doing that for like 4 months. And it was like, wow, because I work from home, okay? And so everything is done in one area. And I wasn't going outside like I would normally do, take my laptop. And then I realized, not realized, but I know that my laptop hadn't worked in 4 months. And I never thought about getting it fixed because I was just so busy. So I thought to myself, okay, that's another thing. I need to sit outside more. And then this other thing came about whereby I thought I wasn't engaging. Yeah, I was going to the gym, but I wasn't talking. I just like to go to the gym, do what I need to do, and get out of there. So I said, okay, I could be more, just a little bit more friendly at the gym after my workout. And so I said, okay, but it was something else that I nailed it down to. And it was one, I wasn't sitting out on the balcony like I normally would do for about an hour or two at a day doing my work. So I was inside all day long, just working. And yes, occasionally I would go out to the store and that type of thing. But my point is this: I was inside, I isolated myself, it was self induced. I wasn't engaging with people, even though occasionally I would be online, I would do Zoom calls, but it wasn't that that close, intimate friend type connection. And I realized, oh, my family, I wasn't spending time with my family. Isolation is serious in terms of your overall health. So I said, and as I was thinking through that, I thought to myself, what can I do? And then out of the blue, God is just so good. Out of the blue, my friend calls me and she said, hey, Vonnie, you want to go to the farmer's market? I went, the farmer's market. I've been thinking about finding a farmer's market that was really a farmer's market. And there's one by my house, but not that good. Anyway, I jumped on that and she said, it's Thursday. And I said, oh, Thursday? I do nothing during the week. That is, weekdays are totally off. And but I jumped to it, and I'm glad I did. And the experience, oh my goodness, because I know I needed that connection. I know I needed to be around someone that was caring and loving, and we can laugh and talk and just be. And the connection was just just incredible. I mean, the farmers market, like I said, walking into that place, the experience of it all. I got my notes because I didn't want to forget the experience of it all, the community connection. You see different types of people. You are. It's just like a wonderland because I walked in and it was like trees and it seems like in just one spot. It almost appeared to be like it was staged, but it wasn't because the trees were planted deep roots. These were old trees. And there was lots of trees and a light breeze on this very hot day. And it was, oh my goodness, I felt so good. I felt a release. I felt, yeah, this is what I needed. And my friend, she said she needed it too. And what else? Oh, yeah, it just was the connection, the community coming together, the different stalls with the produce were just amazing. This rainbow, a beautiful thing. It's just that my eyes were just like soaking in all this beauty. And I was just so elated. I really was. It was like, oh my goodness, I've been shutting myself off and I did this to myself. And sometimes and not to beat up on ourselves, but sometimes we do it to ourselves, not knowingly. But yeah, this was good. Okay, what is my next experience? The fresh air. Yes, it was almost as though that the fruits itself was bringing the fresh air, but it was the trees that, with the, trees let off oxygen and things like that. It was the trees and the produce and the people and just a beautiful. It's almost like someone just painted it to look like I said, not painted it, but staged it to look like just like a wonderland. That's what it felt like to me. But you know what was really important? I keep looking down at my notes, but you know what's really was really, really so much it was important to me was the speaking with the vendors, the farmers. They were like just knowing how they grow things and actually talking to the farmer who or gardener or even if you had a vegetable garden, a very large vegetable garden, it's just how they grew it and the time that it goes in it and when they how they grow and when to plant. And just one guy I spoke with, he was talking about the sourdough bread and how it is made and what you're supposed to use in it, like in the biblical days. And I totally enjoy that and listening to my friend speak with, I call her the honey lady, bee honey lady, and how goes she would go there every single so often. I'm not going to say every week to get this raw honey and to speak with someone who actually produced, you know, the raw honey. The bees did it, but you know what I mean. Instead of going to a grocery store and putting it off the shelf. So it's just so it totally enjoyed myself. And again, this release was just I felt it and I'm still feeling it to this day. And I know that I need to do more because social, and I'm gonna say this again, social the lack of social connection wreaks havoc on our mental health, our physical health. As far as our mental health it increases stress because you're isolating yourself and you're not releasing certain stress, and is it affects your mood, it affects your heart, cardiovascular diseases and your weight because you're isolating, you're eating more, and just a gamut of different things. I'm just so excited. I am so happy that I did this, and I honestly stress that we need to pay attention to what we're doing or what we're not doing and know that it's okay. We need to do different things. And I made a point to myself, and maybe you guys can think about what you can do as well. But I put a plan in place whereby I won't fall into this isolation trap again. And I'm looking at my nose, and I decided my laptop, I had it repaired, so I'm going to start again sitting out on the balcony, and it's just right behind me, sitting out on the balcony for an hour or two or three, just to soak in fresh air because I needed this. Now, this may not be something that you need, but think about what you might need to help you because fresh air, period, helps us all. So, but think about what you do. Maybe you can go on a walking path, trail walk, or something like that, or sit in your garden if you have one, or just something. Think about something that you can do in terms of getting fresh air, getting outdoors, getting out in nature. And my next thing is to spend quality time. Quality time to me may be different to you. So, what spend quality time with family and friends? What does that look like for you? How would you do that? Think about that. How would you do that for someone else who may be isolated and not aware of how to rid themselves of it? And maybe that you can be that person can help them. If it's not you, in terms of being isolated, think about it. And the next one is volunteer. Something that is close and dear to my heart is domestic violence. And I made up my mind. I'm very passionate about helping others who've been helping others in that situation. So I'm thinking about contacting someone in terms of speaking with them so I can be around other individuals who are passionate about helping people in need of safety and counseling. So yeah, and think of what are you passionate about? What would you like to volunteer? What organization would that be for you? Think about that in terms of getting out and helping others because I know when I help others, I feel much better. But also helping others, you know that you did good for others. And not only that, you're engaging with them and they're engaging with you. You both are sharing each other's stories. So, yeah, that is something to think about. Okay, I'm looking at my notes again, moving right along. So, tips for us all. I have several, but tips for us all, I would say join, maybe think about join a community, like what is that? A community center or a club that maybe a book club, maybe what? Maybe an exercise club whereby a group of women get together, a group, and work together in terms of your exercise and what your physical activity. Maybe join a Pilates class that meet once a week or something like that, or yoga class. I know when I went to a yoga class and I did it for about a month, I met such wonderful individuals and we laughed and talked and it felt really good to be able to be around other people that enjoy doing what I like to do. And so you see where I'm going with this? Find a group that you're passionate about in term about your passion. If it's a cooking class, join a cooking class. If it is a gardening class, if it is a sewing class, if it is like a language class, is learning a new language and spending time with different people, just building skills. What skills would you like to improve on or learn new ones for that matter? And join that group and get involved. Those are things that we can do. I'm thinking about a language, um, maybe thinking about learning a new language and get with a group of people, something to that effect. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one yet. And okay, cultivating existing relationship. You may already have a relationship. We all do have existing relationship, but can we improve on that? So with isolation, even within the group, around people, we can be isolated maybe because we have become bored or it's just routine. We're doing the same thing over and over again. Why not spice it up? Do something differently and take the friendship to another level in terms of activities. We can all rid ourselves of isolation if we just kind of be a little bit of creative in what we want. But keep in mind, keep your passion in that. make certain that it's something you want to do, something you're passionate about, something that makes you feel good. Does that make sense? And then that way, you're doing what you need to do for yourself. And it's just a little self love, just loving ourselves just a little bit with others. Okay, adopt a pet. While I am not there yet, but pets can be wonderful companions. I have several friends who tells me they just love their pets to no end, and I see it. I see how they take care of it, and the pet take care of them as well, and the love that is exchanged. And so, if you're limited in getting out, then having a pet could help. Because if you did, I know the lady that lives in my area. I take out her trash, and I mentioned this before. And she has a dog, and she's like 85, 86, and she lives alone. And the reason why she appears to be really happy and because of her pet. I strongly believe that. And she would not, I don't think she would fare well if she didn't have her pet there. The neighbors take care of her, help take care, we all do. But you see where I'm going with this? When you really can't get out, if you're limited, but then if you can get out, a pet still would help because you're going to taking a pet to like walking or something like that. And you meet up with other people at the pet park, I think that is. And you're talking and you engage. And so, see, there are so many ways that we can rid ourselves of isolation. It's just, what do you like to do? What brings you joy? And that is important. And the last one is, I did say volunteer. So think about an area where you would like to volunteer, what you feel passionate about. And if if you need just a little bit more, seek out professional help. And it's okay that we do this. A counselor, a therapist, someone, a health coach, someone who can help us kind of wade through the weeds. So, okay, how do I get started? How do I transition from isolation to social connection and that type of thing? Because some of us, we being in a social environment sometimes is kind of like, no, because I know I am a true introverted person, and being around people kind of make me a little bit anxious, but I learned how to navigate through that. So, and that's what I mean. Seek out a health coach that can help you, or a counselor or a therapist that can help you create a plan. They won't create it for you. You have to create your own plan, but they will partner with you to help you brainstorm and see, how can I go through this? Because sometimes as we age, we tend to want to be not do too much, but that's the beauty of it. We can get to the point whereby we can get out there and do whatever we want to do, as long as we're passionate and it brings us joy. So I get really excited about this because I just experienced this, and it's like, oh no, this is not on my watch. This is not happening. So that's what I'm thinking about. So bottom line, the message I guess I'm trying to convey is, as you well know that I stress, social connection is so important. Try to construct an encouraging plan that gets you closer to engaging with others, connecting with others, because social connection, being around others, being engaging is incredibly imperative to our overall health and well-being. And basically, that's all I'm trying to say. So I'm going to challenge you just a little bit. I have 3 questions I want you to ask yourself, and I'm going to look at my notes. The number one question is, are there any activities ask yourself this, are there any activities that brings me joy I would like to engage in? Okay? What activity that is? What is it? Write it down. Okay. The second question is, are there any hobbies? What hobbies would you like to try out that spark your interest? that you would like to try and involve connecting with others. Okay? So, third one, here we go. What tiny steps can I take to explain my social connection, even if it's limited? What tiny steps? So that number one, okay, let me go over it again. Number one, are there any activities that brings me a feeling of connection to others? Two, are there any hobbies that spark my interest that I would like to try that involve connecting with others? And three, what tiny steps can I take to expand my social connection, even if it's limited? And try that out. And I'm going to put these questions in the description below. Also, I will provide links to the research that I did in terms of how isolation affects our health overall. So if that's something that you're interested in, is in the description below. And let me know what creative thoughts that you would come up with in terms of connecting with others or helping others connect with another individual and get out, okay, to rid ourselves of isolation. So remember, healthy done my way, meaning your way. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you guys listening to me. This video was a little bit longer, but I wanted to share my experience with you and get outside, do some stuff. Talk to you later. Bye.